Hey everybody, so we're going to be talking about a study that came out recently that says socialists are weak, which it's more complicated than that, but that's what we're going to get into in this video. So let's check it out right now. And there we go. So this is The Atlantic article. I'm not a huge fan of The Atlantic, but they're not, they are horribly slanted, but they're not the worst. That's what it boils down to. So I love the recommended why your vacuum clogs but a manta ray doesn't. Yeah, a video about socialism and them being physically weak, and I'm going to want to read about manta rays. Or why when conservationists kill lots and lots of animals. This is why you guys are failing, because your recommended sucks. Like, this is the closest thing to being interesting here, even though it's kind of BS. Well, no, it's very accurate. Your DNA is not your culture, but it's kind of funny. The recommendations there were horrible. So that says, when researchers compared the men's measure of physical strength with their economic value, they found them to be the less muscle-bound men, both less socially dominant and more likely to support socio-political egalitarianism. In other words, yes, the strong men were less likely to be socialist. Now, here's the study here, which I did read some of, but it's actually kind of long, and I didn't feel like reading through all their definitions and a bunch of other stuff, because to understand a study properly, you do have to read quite a bit. And I'm not saying I'm lazy, I'm just saying I'm lazy. I read pretty much the entire boob study that I showed you guys a while back. And that took a lot of work, so I'm still, I should have bookmarked that. That was a great study. Okay, so let's go back up here. The conclusion and the TLDR is kind of, but not really, but kind of. That's what it boils down to. There was a link between being physically larger, more imposing, and stronger, and not wanting like egalitarian / redistributionist programs. But there's been other studies that showed when someone was, physically strong and large but poor, that they also were in favor of redistributionist, policies. So you could just take that as being, well, people are just out for their own self-interests, which I think is the most likely answer there. I'm not the largest individual on the planet, and I'm a big fan of, capitalism and meritocracy and other things in that vein, although that could just be because I'm a little retarded, but I don't know. So, should you show this to all your socialist friends? No. It's not exactly a smoking gun, and the people who are sharing it on meme pages, like, conservative meme pages and stuff like that, it's a little bit more nuanced than that. There have been better studies, like the boob study. The American boob study was amazing. There was like it was like a 33% increase in like average boob mass, even when adjusted for like average weight and other, extenuating circumstances, and the boobies were rounder in America. Like, that was an amazing study, and I don't know why I keep going to that study. It's kind of because it's not my default study, is, the boobie study, because it was such a great study, and it made me happy. And this study's kind of boring, honestly, and I'm trying to make it less boring, so I go to the boobie study, because that study made me happy. So, also, attractiveness. There was no correlation between attractiveness and people wanting socially egalitarian, basically socialist programs, which was a little bit interesting. Which was the scatter plot? Below mean, below mean, above mean. What is it? See, this is the issue with studies, is it's really tough to make them, okay, bodily formidability and support of redistribution. So, see, there's some serious outliers here, like you're having below mean, people up here who are way in favor of, wait, no, actually, I said that completely wrong. I am retarded. So it turns out that the below means are pretty, there is a cluster there, and is, okay, so it's semi-convincing that the above means trend here, and the below means trend here, and the support for redistribution does go up. So it is there, but it's still a large cluster around here, which is kind of just everybody being, middle of the road fence riders. So yeah, I mean, don't tell your friends, oh, socialism makes you physically weaker or any of this other stuff. It's not exact. It's funny. It's really funny to to point it out and, share it around, but it's not really scientifically proven or extremely accurate. This is one study. There's been other studies that, went against it. So, it's fun, but that's all. So yeah, this was all I really had for today. The Kavanaugh thing is going crazy. I might do that for tomorrow, or I might do a more tech-related video tomorrow, because I do like to have some tech stuff up at a, relatively expedient pace. But yeah, that's it. So if you like this, check out my Twitter. It's linked below. Also my Discord. I post stuff in there a lot. I post tons of memes. And yeah, if you liked it, like and comment, subscribe. If you didn't like it, tell me why I was wrong in the comments below. Or as Philly D would say, put comments in the description below so I can, up my metrics, because, yeah. Bye-bye.